Hi, today I will show you my empties and their replacements. I used to make empties video every second month. So I should have actually done this end of August, but now it's end of September. So this time I will do the empties for last 3 months and maybe next time as well to the end of this year. Then I will see if I will do empties every 2 months or 3 months. That is actually because I couldn't upload much during last summer. First, I was not around for 2 weeks, 1 week in July, and in August I was in percussion camp, as you guys saw. And another reason is I adopted 2 kittens. I didn't know that's so much work. Now it's actually better, but in the beginning they were still very small and they had to get used to my place. So it was lots of work and I couldn't think much about my channel. So that was the reason I couldn't upload much. So let's have a look at the items. The first item is Bobbi Brown Soothing Cleansing Oil. This was a deluxe sample, but I had one more so I could replace with the same product. I really enjoy using this. I used to wash my face directly with water and foaming cleanser. But since I have this, I massage this onto my face before I wash my face. And it smells really nice. It feels really great on my skin. So I really love using this. I think it has been about 10 months since I started to use this. And now I can't really imagine that I skipped this step while I'm cleansing my face. But unfortunately, Bobbi Brown doesn't give this as a sample anymore. So I'm not sure if I use up this because this is the last one, if I will then purchase it myself or not. I had this for 5 months, and before that I had another bottle also for 5 months. That's why I had it for 10 months. So I will see what I will do when I used up this. And the second product is my eye makeup remover from Clarins. You guys probably saw it in my percussion camp vlog. I happened to receive one other eye makeup remover from Estee Lauder. Because it was small sample size, I took this to the camp, although this was not yet empty at that time. But soon after I came back, I used up this. So now I'm using this sample size one. And this one I had for 6 months. And next product is Clarins Toning Lotion. This one I showed already in my Clarins video, so I wouldn't mention much now. And you remember from my percussion camp vlog, I decanted this into one small bottle, which was originally a sample of the same product. This small sample bottle lasts for more than 1 week, so it's very practical. You don't need to take this big bottle with you. So I always take this small sample bottle. And it took 3 months to use up this bottle. This is 200 milliliter bottle. And I finally managed to use up this serum. If you remember from my other empties video, it took long time to use up this. Actually, it took 10 months. Compared to other serums, this was not that expensive, especially this one contains 50 milliliter, while most of other serums are 30 milliliter. So it's actually very good value. And this is promising it will give V line on the face. But I don't know if it really works like that. I just had it sometimes because it was a quite reasonable price. But I don't think I will buy this again. I'm very happy that I could use this up. Now I'm just staying with my Bi-Face serum and double serum. And the next item is actually this Bi-Face serum. it took 4 months to use up my last bottle, and this is the replacement. This one I also mentioned in my Clarins video, so I wouldn't say much now. I really love this product. If you want to give your skin some intensive hydration, then you should try this product. And the next item is Clarins Day Cream. This is Extra Firming series. This time it took 6 months to use this up, but it was because I had Bobbi Brown face base for a certain time. Normally it doesn't last that long. And I have this day cream and night cream separately, but actually I'm not that happy about that. I would have much preferred that I can use one cream for day and night. So one time I called Clarins and I talked about this problem that I would have preferred to have just one cream. Then she said, in that case, I can just take day cream and use it for day and night. She meant that it's better than just taking night cream and use it for the day. So if you are interested in having just one cream, then take this day cream. And the next product I used up is my eye cream, this Resilience Multi-Effect from Estee Lauder. After I used up this, I opened this small deluxe sample from Estee Lauder, the Advanced Night Repair Eye. Actually, I talked about this story in my eye cream video, so I will link it in the description. So I actually used for a certain time this instead of this eye cream. But after I visited this department store and heard that I can actually use it as a serum, then I bought this immediately. And now I'm using these two as a serum and eye cream. And my last jar I had for 8 months. So it's very expensive, but it lasts quite long as well. And the next item is my Clarins Lotus Oil, which I always have in the sample size. This I explained in my Clarins video as well. I used to get this in sample size from Clarins online shop because when I bought something from there, I can choose some sample myself. Every time before I ran out of this, I take this as a sample. But from last year or so, they don't have this among these sample choices. So I didn't know what to do. Then I called Clarins customer service. In Austria, I can call a Clarins customer service. If I need some kind of information, then I can ask them. And also, if I want to try some other product, then they are sending me sample as well. So it's actually a great service. And then I called her and asked if I can get this as a sample size. So it was obvious that I don't wanted to try this, but I actually needed this, but I just didn't want to buy it a full size. But she was very kind. She just sent me one. But after 9 months, I ran out of this again. So now you understand. This is a small bottle with 2 milliliter and it took 9 months to use up. So I really can't afford to buy a full size one. So I called her again and asked if I can get this again. And she was really nice. She then sent me 3 of these bottles. So now after this, I still have 2 more of bottles. So I think so next 2 years or so, I don't need to worry about getting this. Maybe I should slowly worry about if they are not getting expired. But I was very thankful to receive this. And the next item I emptied is this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This one I also discussed in my other empties video. I used this for a certain time in place of my normal day cream from Clarins. But then my face was a little bit too dry, especially on the cheeks. So I had to stop to use this. Then afterwards, I was then using it as a primer. But as I don't really need a primer, I was often just skipping this. So it took actually very long time to use up. And at the end, I also, if you remember from my other MT's video, I one time had some kind of dry patches on the cheeks. At that time, I suspected the dry weather. But later, I had some feeling every time I use this as a primer, I'm getting this dry patch. I'm not absolutely sure, but it was not nice feeling. Every time I used this, my face didn't feel very comfortable. So I just managed to use this up. And if you remember, I also had Bobbi Brown eye cream as a sample. And while I was using that eye cream, I got some wrinkles on one side of my eyes. So basically, I love Bobbi Brown makeup products, but for skincare, I didn't have very good experience. So I will just stick to Clarins and Estee Lauder skincare products. And the next item I emptied is this Clarins concealer, which is actually highlighter. About this, I discussed a lot, and I bought my NARS concealer. As I mentioned in my last empties video, I normally don't buy something before I use up what I currently have. But in this case, I just bought the next one to compare the color. And you can see that video for color comparison. And after a certain time, I managed to use up this as well. So now, again, I have just one concealer. So the last item which I emptied is this Bobbi Brown Perfectly Defined Gel Eyeliner. I showed you this in my collection video. And I also mentioned about it shortly in my eyeliner video that this one smudges on my eyes. Actually, before I had this, I also had Bobbi Brown Gel Eyeliner. And that one smudged as well. So I could have thought about that. This one will smudge too. It's just in pencil form. But end of last year, when I was pretty much into Bobbi Brown stuff, I sometimes looked through the used item. In Austria, we have one internet site where people are selling used stuff. So I was going through their internet site and I found this. This was listed as new. And I thought, okay, that's a great deal. I can try it out and maybe it works. So I bought this, and in the packet where she sent me this, she also included a business card. There was written she is a blogger. So, oh wow, then I looked up her blog. And just I looked up if she also mentioned about this product. And yes, but that was back in 2013. So I was thinking, uh-oh. Then I looked up the batch code of this item. You know, the Bobbi Brown products, you can easily read the batch code. And this was actually from 2013. I do understand this was unused. But if I sell something which is 6 years old, I would have probably mentioned. So it was quite unpleasant thing which happened. And of course this one smudged as well. But somehow I thought it would be a shame just to throw it away. Then I was trying to use this up. But when I think about my beauty rule, I should have just throw it away immediately. But I forced myself to use this up. And this was very soft as well. I don't know if it's because it was old, but every time I tried to sharpen it, it was breaking easily. So I think big amount I didn't spend on my eyes, but it just broke down, I think. I also tried this sometimes to use as a brow pencil, but for that it was not suitable at all. So it was hard time. It took 10 months to use this up, more or less. So I can't really recommend this to anyone. So that was it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!